One of my favorite hobbies or pastimes is decorating for Christmas. And one of the things I like to do is different themes, different years. This year in our new living room here at the Simpich home, I decided to have the theme be Christmas present. And there really isn't any better representation of Christmas present than the Cratchit family. Now, over the years, my parents did lots of different editions of the Cratchit family. The first edition was in the 1950s, and my grandmother, Nana Nick, actually presented me with those dolls. One of my great treasures, and they are displayed in our Heritage Center now. Here on the mantle, we have the Cratchits from late in the Simpich character doll enterprise. These pieces went into the 2000s. This was, I believe, the very last Bob Cratchit that my dad designed, and he designed a lot through the years. There was the original 1950s, there was several in the 1960s, a kind of vintage 1970, kind of very 1970 Bob Cratchit, which I have displayed in this case over here. And then there was another one, I think, and then there was the final edition. Now, through the years, my mother also designed several different Mrs. Cratchits, but they didn't go through the metamorphosis that my dad did with Bob. There's always been Bob with Tiny Tim on his shoulders, and there's been a little girl, which I believe it's Belinda, one of the 5 children, and a little boy, Peter, wearing Bob's collar in this edition in honor of the day. So I wanted to take the mantle and celebrate Christmas present 2020. And I've always just loved the character of Bob Cratchit. I would say that he's really one of my favorite characters in all of literature, and I've always enjoyed portraying him in my marionette show. He's a very earnest, positive guy who doesn't have much money. He has an Ebenezer Scrooge as a boss. He has the Ebenezer Scrooge as a boss. Yet he's thankful for Ebenezer Scrooge and that he has a source of income. He takes very little and comes up with a wonderful Christmas celebration. He has just enough resource to, get a goose, and Mrs. Cratchit comes up with a plum pudding, and they take the little they have and celebrate Christmas. And he always remembers to compliment his wife on the goose and on the pudding, which is a very wise thing for him to do. A wonderful character, full of thanksgiving, full of humility, and a positive outlook. He sums up Christmas present really well, and I've tried to take that idea really through the whole living room here and celebrate Christmas present 2020. I have to say, though, that when I was growing up and the character dolls were being created one level below me here at the Simpich house, that Bob Cratchit was being painted and dressed, and the little crutches were being whittled, and the costumes were being worked out in the dead of summer because my parents worked all year on their Christmas characters. And I think there's a lesson for me there, and I even experienced it back then when I would look at the Cratchits, in the summer, and they were celebrating Christmas Eve. They were full of the festivities and the joy that comes at Christmas time. Oftentimes in July, if I stumble across a packed up Christmas decoration in the basement, it's kind of like, oh, I'm not ready for Christmas. But not so Bob Cratchit, not so Mrs. Cratchit, at least not when you open up the book. They're always there. They're always celebrating Christmas Eve. And my parents, again, their doll business, year-round, anticipation and preparation and celebration, and that was what Christmas present was about all my growing up, and it still is. So I decided for this very challenging, difficult year to have Christmas present be very present in our home, and it's been a special thing. And Bob, I'm always going to wear him on my shoulder, so to speak, as a model of how I want to look out, look out at the world at Christmas time and at my family and with my family and celebrate. He knows how to do it. And I cherish the memories I have of my parents creating the Simpich dolls, and the Cratchit set has always been one of my very favorites.